welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name's Kirsty and I make spirituality and well-being videos over on this channel, so please do stick around if that's what you're into and subscribe to join our lovely community. So today's video is all about how Spirit is communicating with us. Spirit is always communicating with us. They are always talking to us, and it's just really up to us to kind of stay open to that communication. So just thought I'd go through like 7 ways that Spirit does communicate with us. This is in no particular order, and as I said, there are numerous ways. There are more ways than this and these are just a few that can maybe introduce you and get the conversation open and helping you to communicate and see the signs and the ways that Spirit is trying to communicate with you. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. Please do hit a thumbs up if it helps in any way, and leave down below any ways that Spirit have communicated with you in the past that maybe aren't mentioned in this video, or maybe there are. Okay, so number 1, I've written them in my phone. Number 1 is music. So I'm going to talk about personal experience here. So my great-grandma, she passed away, and when I met my great-grandma, I only met her once. We would sing Bob Marley together, and my grandma had dementia. So bear in mind, dementia is obviously, you know, where you lose a lot of your memory, sometimes all of your memory, and we would sing it together and she would remember the words, and so it became very special to me. And Bob Marley up until that point was very special to me anyway. So whenever I hear Bob Marley now, it's always in very specific times when I really need to hear like a sign or something, and I always know it's my great-grandma speaking to me. But sometimes you'll hear a song that maybe you've never heard, or you'll hear a lyric in a song and it will really stand out to you. Music is super powerful, especially maybe if you create your own music. Spirit will often channel themselves through you to basically come through your music as well. So there are so many ways through music that Spirit can connect with you. And yeah, certain songs that maybe you just love and you don't know why, or that you keep hearing, listen to them, because music is powerful and it's a way Spirit will connect with you. Number 2 is nature. If you know me, if you follow me on Instagram, which is at I am Kirsty Lewis. If you don't, I post over there almost daily, so head over there and follow me if you don't. You will know I am a big nature promoter, campaigner. I'm all for getting into nature because I have experienced firsthand how healing it can be. Like if I'm having a bad day and I take a walk to like a park or into nature, my mood will change. And I do genuinely believe that nature reflects our own lives, like with the seasons and the cycles and, you know, the growth and everything like that. I really believe that we are nature ourselves. But I also believe that Spirit talks to us through nature. Certain animals have specific meanings. Like if you keep seeing the same animal, they'll have a certain meaning. For example, I've been seeing wasps a lot, and when I looked it up, like what the spiritual meaning was, it completely resonated with me. And when I say I kept seeing wasps, I don't just mean I was just seeing them. I mean a wasp literally flew onto my phone and just sat there. A wasp literally flew into my face and was just buzzing around my face. Like when you start seeing certain animals and they're coming towards you and they're like being all in your like business, that is possibly a way Spirit's trying to talk to you. Feathers are part of nature, and it's one of the probably most popular ways that we know Spirit tries to talk to us. Like when you see a white feather, so many times I've just been walking down and a white feather has literally fallen right in my path. Birds are very spiritual animals. Flowers have specific meanings, but also hugging trees, literally just sitting in nature and letting the wind go around you and just literally seeing what messages come through. Nature has so much wisdom. It's been here so much longer than we have been here, and it will be here so much longer after. So there is definitely Spirit in nature that will try and talk to you, and I highly recommend that one. And it's a keen favourite of mine. Number 3, in terms of ways Spirit may try to communicate with you, is through numbers. And we all know about angel numbers, 1111, 2222, and this is a favourite of mine. I'm always seeing angel numbers legitimately everywhere, and I love it. And it's just, for me, it's just to like reminder from spirit and from the angels, like, we're here, we're walking with you. And whenever I see like numbers repeated, I always look them up. I've got a book by Kyle Gray called Angel Numbers. I love looking in there, or if the number I see isn't in there, I'll look online, and I have like certain pictures saved to my phone. And yeah, the meaning always, again, it always resonates. And yeah, so numbers is a key one. You might see like, keep seeing the same time. You might see like when you pay for something, see numbers repeated on a receipt. It can come in numerous ways, but numerology and numbers are also super powerful. Number 4, dreams. I am so into dreams, and I really would love to like study the meaning of dreams and what they mean, because it's our intuitive, you know, we're asleep but we're being spoken to. People will have visitations in dreams where ancestors or spirit guides or family members will come and visit them in dreams. We are completely, when we are asleep, it is when we are our most relaxed and when we are our easiest to communicate with, because our guard is down, the veil is thin. Spirit can communicate to us without many of our blockages or limitations getting in the way. I don't do this, but it's something I've wanted to do for years, and I don't like the word should, but I would like to try and do it, is to keep a dream journal, to keep a notebook beside your bed. So many people recommend this, so that when you wake up, you can instantly write down your dreams, and then you can go back through them, seeing if you're having recurring dreams and see if messages that are trying to come through are coming through repeatedly, or so you don't forget, because we can often go through the day and be like, oh my gosh, I had a dream last night and I can't remember what it was. So when we first wake up, it's when we're like most likely to remember that dream. As we evolve spiritually, and I feel like more people are waking up to their spirituality, there's so much information online, but dreammoods.com is a website I've used for years to basically find out what specific dreams mean. Number 5, another way that spirit may be communicating with you right now is through conversations and other people. So this is actually one of my favorites for me, because this one can happen really randomly. It can happen with people you speak to every day, such as like family members, partners, friends. And they may repeat something that you've been hearing like continuously throughout the day or throughout the month, or that you just keep hearing. Or you could just find yourself in a deep conversation. That happened to me recently with someone. I randomly found myself in a deep conversation with them, which I just never would have imagined to happen. But I love those conversations. But my favourite way that spirit do this is when a stranger talks to you now. Just gonna sip a tea. Stranger danger and all that. If your intuition is off and this person's approaching you, then, you know, back away. But sometimes you could be like in the supermarket, in the shop, in the drive-through, and someone will just say something to you and it will just make you feel a certain way. And I know this has happened to me before, but I can't think of any examples right now, but I know it has happened to me before, where someone's just said something and I've been like, huh? And I know that spirit has come through that person and spoken to me, and I'm sure they've done it through me to other people as well. They've definitely done it with people like that are in my everyday life, where I've been having a conversation with them and they're like, I keep hearing that, or yeah, someone else said that to me. If you are in a situation, I'm going to talk about this at a later point in this video, one of the next kind of ways spirit communicates with you. But if you are in a conversation and you're like, this is like the 2nd, 3rd, 4th person that said this to me, spirit is trying to talk to you. They're trying to communicate something to you. Listen. But yeah, this is one of my favourite ways that spirit will communicate, especially when it's someone I don't know, like it's just some random person in the street or whatever, and they come up and they say something to me and I'm like, how did you know that? Or how did you know I needed to hear that? Or why would you say that? And it's always just the most randomest things, but I just love those things the most, with random interactions that aren't freaky, that aren't weird, that don't make you feel unsafe, but that are just like, And when you walk away, you just have that intuitive feeling, and you're like, and it sticks with you, and you're like, If you've experienced this, let me know down below, because I'd actually really love to know, because this is my favourite one. Number 6 is life situations and emotions. So we are always in life going through situations, experiences, whether that be challenging or whether that be great. That's what life is. Life is made up of experiences, and within those experiences we'll have certain emotions or intuitive feelings, and that is another way that spirit can communicate with us. They may place us in certain spaces and places that we may sometimes wonder, like, why am I going through this? Why is this happening? Or things may just fall completely in line and you're like, wow, this is weird. Like, this is just like everything I could have dreamed of, or like I never could imagine things could have worked out so perfectly. It's those inner feelings. Those are feelings that those situations give you where you think, there's something in this. And what I will say is, good or bad, there's always a lesson to be learned. And spirit will place us in certain spaces and places to communicate with us what we may need for growth or what we may need for healing. Relationships are so much of an example for this. Like, sometimes we'll find ourselves in relationships or friendships where we're triggered or where we're reflected, like we see a lot of ourselves in that other person, and a lot of that is to help us grow or to help us heal, or for spirit to show us something. So I always say, like, if you're going through something, whether it be good or bad, just be mindful. Just take a minute out of that and be like, what is the lesson in here? Because a lot of the time we see the lesson, but it's on the other side. So when we get through that situation, it's 10 years, 5 years after the fact, you know, whether it be good or bad, we see it afterwards. But what a blessing if you can actually see the communication and what spirit is trying to say when you're in it. And mindfulness and actually being present can help you do that. So whatever you're going through, even if it's in your everyday life, like even if it's just in the morning when you're having breakfast, just stop for a minute and be like, is there something right now that spirit's trying to show me? And I guarantee you most of the time there is. So yeah, in life situations and in the way you feel about certain things, there is messages and conversations to be had in those things with spirit. And finally, and I've mentioned this repeatedly through the 6 other things that I've mentioned, is synchronicities. Angel numbers are synchronicities. Hearing the same thing repeated to you, whether it be through music or through conversation, is synchronicity. When spirit is trying to really get something across to you, they will use synchronicity to do so. And synchronicity may not be that you see 222 repeatedly, or it may be that you do, but you see it in different ways. So you might see 2222 for the time, and then you might see 2222 on your receipt. Then you might see 2222 as a door number, and you'll just keep seeing it in like different forms. Or you'll hear the same thing said, but maybe in different ways or from different people. When you're seeing, hearing, feeling, sensing the same thing over and over and over again, there is communication in that from spirit. Spirit is always communicating with us, always, because they are literally like a hand that is guiding us through this life. We are spirit. We are all spirit. And when I'm talking about spirit, I'm talking about that which is bigger than us, that is walking with us on our path. So just know that there are many ways you can communicate with spirit. This is just a few. Obviously, I offer energy intuitive readings, and I help people to communicate with spirits and hear message from spirit as well. So you can work with other people to communicate with spirit as well, but you also have the ability to communicate with spirit yourself, because they are always communicating with you, through you, to you. So I hope this helps. Like I said, please leave any other ways you've experienced spirit communicating with you down below. I'd love to hear. If you did enjoy this video, then please do hit a lovely thumbs up. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please do join our lovely community for more videos just like this one. You can follow me over on Instagram at I am Kirsty Lewis for more content. And if you would like your own personal and private reading with me, if you'd like to communicate with spirit, maybe get some clarity, some guidance, reassurance, upliftment, then please do visit my website www.kirstylewis.com for information on how to book a reading with me. Thank you so much for watching, lovelies, and I will see you soon for another video, lovelies. Bye!